Well, it's day 2 of the corruption trial against ANC MP Bongani Bongo. The former State Security Minister is accused of trying to bribe an evidence leader in Parliament's Eskom inquiry back in 2017. He allegedly offered, that is Ntutuzelo Vanara, any amount of money to collapse the inquiry. But Bongo denies this claims, and our reporter Lindsay Dentlinger is in the Western Cape High Court and joins us now for an update. Lindsay, good morning and good to have you, colleague. What's the latest there coming from court?
Well, Tamela, the case is yet to start for its second day, but I'll take you through the evidence we heard yesterday from Ntutuzelo Vanara, who was the evidence leader in that Eskom inquiry, no longer an employee of Parliament, but quite under cross-examination when court adjourned early yesterday evening, and the defence team for Bongani Bongo asking Ntutuzelo Vanara why it took him 2 weeks to depose this affidavit of this incident that allegedly took place in his parliamentary office when Bongani Bongo allegedly came to offer him a bribe to collapse that inquiry, to fake illness and delay its start, ostensibly acting at the behest of Eskom officials who feared that they would be arrested once they had given testimony in that inquiry. And Vanara is saying that he had reported this incident to a number of his senior colleagues in Parliament whose evidence we are expected to hear in the coming days. They are also part of the state's witness list. And also saying that he didn't know at the time that Bongani Bongo was an advocate. The defence team for Bongani Bongo saying that Ntutuzelo Vanara had misconstrued that meeting in his office, and that in fact Bongo had only come for a meeting of legal minds, if you could put it that way, to discuss the need for an inquiry in Parliament, when at the time the Commission of Inquiry, which we now know to be the Zondo Commission, was also being set up, and so was merely there to debate the merits of why Parliament would also want to initiate its own inquiry. So that's where testimony was left at yesterday, and we expect that cross-examination to continue this morning.
Yeah, and just also looking at his evidence around, him feeling fearful and fearing for his safety. It seemed like that came out a lot, Lindsay, just yesterday. Also those calls that Vanara spoke about receiving from Bongani Bongo.
So at least 3 calls, they say, was made on the day that Vanara was going to travel to Johannesburg to meet with the former acting Eskom chairperson, Zitemba Khoza. Vanara telling the court that it was only him and the committee secretary, who is also on that on that witness list, and from whom we expect to hear evidence as well, that knew that he was travelling to Johannesburg in preparation for this inquiry. And on that particular day, Bongani Bongo allegedly called him 3 times trying to set up a meeting. What at the time he didn't know why Bongani Bongo wanted to meet with him. He was not a member of that Public Enterprises Committee that was initiating this inquiry, although it has been noted that he attended several of these meetings. And so Vanara said he was quite puzzled as to why Bongo would want to meet with him, and also pointing out to the court at that time that Bongo had not yet been appointed the State Security Minister. Interestingly, 2 weeks later, after that meeting is alleged to have taken place, Bongo then became the Security Minister. So Vanara really detailing in quite specific details about this meeting in his office and these calls that Bongani Bongo made to him. And obviously we expect those, whether those calls were indeed made, to be tested when a cell phone expert takes the stand.
All right, Lindsay, thank you for this update. We'll be sure to keep up to tabs with you throughout the day. That's my colleague Lindsay Dentlinger, us at the Western Cape High Court.